guess since I started playing as an adult again, I've been playing for 4 years. Started out in kickball, and then we had like an end of the season sort of soiree, and this girl was handing out little flyers for dodgeball. And since my favorite part of kickball was throwing at people, I figured that was just a natural, step. Yeah, I played in elementary school and high school. It was a different feel though, because obviously you were getting graded for it. It was PE class, and because of that, like there's a lot of schools now that are banning it because they feel that it's like an aggressive sport where like bullies pick on weaker students. And because of that, there's sort of like this like a temperament of like people that don't want to play because they feel, it's only for people that are physically aggressive. And when you play as an adult, it's your choice to go. So, when you're there and you're playing, it's more about fun, not about getting a grade, not about like, teenage angst or anything. It's just about having fun. I spent 2 years of high school as a really, really small kid. And then the third year, I was like a little heavy. And then I sort of slimmed up by the fourth year, but by then I was a senior, so it really didn't matter. So I played on both sides, being the small one, that gets hit a lot, and then being the big guy that throws real hard, so, yeah. I've always sort of played like extracurricular stuff. Like I was on the city swim team, not the high school swim team. When I was in Hawaii, I played ultimate frisbee. When I went to college in Philadelphia, I played no pads football with some people from Temple. So I've always been kind of like involved in like extracurricular sports, just some kind of physical activity on the side. Well, as far as the schoolyard mentality goes, there are some people that don't normally play, and like they come in really aggressive and really hard, and normally like the people that play all the time pick up on that, tend to like aim for them to get them out. So like their aggression kind of subsides after they get nailed a couple of times, and then they start playing on the level we are, which is just real friendly. We talk trash, we like double team, triple team people, but it's all in fun. We all laugh and shake hands afterwards. There's no animosity.
Get that?
Yeah, I was going to the Parsons School of Design. It's part of the New School University, and for my thesis, I wrote a book about dodgeball, like how to play, stretches, strategies, all that stuff. My thesis was originally going to be how to get dodgeball into the Olympics, but people in my group felt that there wasn't enough fans, I guess, of the sport. So they thought that maybe I should try to do something to get more fans into the game, and that's when I decided to come up with a book about it, because I had heard that they were banning it in schools, and I figured, in a generation or two, people aren't going to know what dodgeball is. So, it's kind of nice to have a book about how to play it, tips and tricks for people that have actually played. So that's what the book's all about. It's about like trying to get the sport to people that have never played, or, even people that have played that want to up their game. It's all about that as well. Yeah, I feel that like, once it's lost, there's a lot of kids that, they enjoy the game. I mean,
this is the last time they're going to give me up, you know that. Yeah, my bad.
I mean, if you know how to play it, if you're not just like throwing the ball, hitting people, if there's actually like some strategy to it, like 3 small kids can like totally beat a big guy. Like you see that every day here. It's not about being the most, the biggest guy on the field, basically. If you know how to play it, you can strategize. It's almost like chess sometimes. Dodgeball, one of them is the 1-2 punch, which is where one guy throws the ball, and when the person that he's throwing at dodges, flinches, jumps, whatever, the second guy like throws like a split second later. So while he's busy with the first ball, he gets hit with the second one. Like strategies like that. There's also the suicide. Basically, if there's one person left on the other side, then people run as fast as they can to the center line, and then try to jump and throw the ball at the person before they land, because that way they kind of bridge that gap between where they're standing and the center line, so it's easier to hit. But I mean, if they hit them and then they land on the side and they're not out because the game's over. So it's like really cool. So yeah, there's a lot of like thinking that goes behind dodgeball, as long as you get over that please don't hit me phase. I mean, it's all about getting in touch with your inner child, doing something that you might not have been as physically fit to do when you were younger, and just having a good time.